times something.
Welcome back to Power Stroke Maintenance. In this video, I'm going to talk about the tools I bring with me in my truck to maintain it and just to improve quality of life. So let's get into the tools that you should be carrying in your truck. All right. So as you may know, I do have a deck drawer system, and in that drawer system, I usually carry stuff on this side for towing. So I run a weight distribution hitch for the travel trailers that I tow, and I have the bars for that. I have the clamps for that, so that those are the clamps that go on the trailer frame. And then I'll carry, kind of some other miscellaneous stuff to help me hook up and inspect the travel trailers that I'm towing. So typically when you do hotshot trucking and especially RV transport, DOT requires you to do a pre-trip and a post-trip inspection on both the power unit, which is the truck, and the trailer or your gooseneck travel trailer, whatever your cargo trailer is, to make sure that everything is safe, there are no issues. And so a big part of that is making sure you have the right tools with you to do that inspection and to make sure that the trailer and the power unit are ready to go on whatever trip you're about to go on. So like I said, in this drawer right here, I have a lot of my hitches and stuff. Right now they aren't in here because I've been home for the last few weeks, but I usually put the clamps right in here. I have some of my quick grab stuff, so I have painter's tape for my DOT numbers. I have a 5-pin trailer tester, and I have my normal, what are these called? I honestly am blanking.
It's a multimeter.
A multimeter, yeah, I have my multimeter, and then a bunch of zip ties. So one of the things I do when I'm towing travel trailers is I'll actually zip tie the awnings and the leveling landing gear on the travel trailers, because sometimes, depending on which trailer brand you're towing, the landing gear will slowly come down while you're towing it, and it's pretty terrifying. So zip tying all that makes sure it doesn't come out en route. All right, so one of the first things I would recommend you carry with you is at least a 3-ton floor jack. So I have mine stuffed up here in the front of the drawer, and the Super Duty Ford trucks, or really any car that you buy, comes with some sort of chintzy jack from the factory. It's usually one of those screw jacks that has like the 4 arms that press together, and it will lift your car, but it really is a pain in the ass to use. And so I would recommend, this one is like one of the Daytona jacks from Harbor Freight. It's not expensive. It was probably like 130 bucks when I bought it, and it lets you lift up your vehicle really easily. So, I just like to plan for the inevitable. I haven't gotten one yet, but I kind of assume that I'm going to get a flat, and so I have a full-size spare tire and a full-size jack that I bring with me, just so when I end up on the side of the road, I don't have to be fiddling around with my tire iron and my chintzy jack that's from China. One of the other things you should have outside of just a jack is a set of wheel chocks. So I really like to use these if I'm hauling a customer trailer and I got to park at a rest area for the night and I'm on a hill, because I don't just want to rely on my parking brake. So I will actually get out and I will chalk at least one of the axles up, just so I know that I'm not actually going to have everything roll away in the middle of the night. So these are a Harbor Freight special, similar with the jack. I'm sure you're seeing a trend here, but these actually do a really good job. And they're pretty heavy, solid rubber. They have grips on the bottom. So I would definitely recommend carrying a set of wheel chocks, especially if you tow a trailer. All right, so in this second drawer that I have here, I have more of my tools. So the other one's towing supplies. This is tools. One of the things I cannot stress enough that you should be carrying in your truck is a torque wrench. So this is a torque wrench. I think my parents bought this for me quite a few years ago. Nothing special, but it works great. You need something that's gonna go up to probably at least 250 foot-pounds for a truck like this. Wheel lugs on the Super Duties are like 165 foot-pounds. You should have something that's pretty solid. Definitely want a torque wrench. And then with the torque wrench, I would highly recommend some sort of socket set. So I like Gear Wrench, and they're not the most expensive snap-on Steve, but gets the job done. You can have sockets with you. You can do your oil change. You can use these sockets to tighten your lug nuts. You can turn nuts, you can flip nuts, whatever you want. You should just be carrying a socket set with you in your vehicle. All right, the other thing too, and this kind of goes with having a torque wrench, I like carrying a breaker bar. I guess you could use your torque wrench as a breaker bar and that would probably be fine. I like having this just to break the lug nuts free because I'm not super wealthy. I don't own one of the brushless Ooga Dooga impacts from Makita yet. I hope to one day, but I don't have them right now. I have a set of roadside flares in here. They're LEDs. You can get them on Amazon for a couple bucks. Pretty cheap. And then in this toolbox, I have kind of my quick grab stuff. So this is things that, you know, you might want to consider. One of the Knipex, like smaller wrenches. It's like a, you know, basically the cross between a vice grip and an adjustable wrench, flathead screwdriver. I have the Knipex wire cutters. I have a trim clip because you wouldn't believe the amount of plastic trim clips on these trucks these days. I have some construction adhesive, anti-seize, blue Loctite, a bunch of the bobble heads for sockets, right? Like this is just stuff that I think you should keep on you and in your truck in case something goes wrong. I also have calipers to measure the diameter of stuff or the thickness of stuff. That's super helpful to have. So again, just, you know, you can even change this, you know, what you have. I have a strap wrench in here based on your preference and what you feel you need. But again, I cannot recommend enough, you know, have a hammer, have a wrench, just have stuff that you can use to work on your truck. You know, say, just imagine the worst case scenario, right? You're on the side of the road, you're in the middle of Utah or Wyoming or Nebraska, and there's no one around, and AAA is like 4 hours away. Are you gonna be able to get yourself sorted enough to get to an exit, to get off the highway and find a safe place to either stay the night or, you know, get your truck fixed? All right, come on over here. So, in the back of my truck, you'll see I got some of my Arch Oil AR6400D DPF cleaner. Use code PSM10 to get 10% off your order. Now, behind the seat, I actually have one of the built-right latches, so you can actually turn your driver's side seat here into a storage compartment. You'll see I have quite a few containers, 3 to be exact, of Arch Oil 6500 ready to go. And I have my little mini air compressor. So I cannot recommend that enough. I know I talked about it in a video a while ago about checking your tire pressure. That thing is pretty much instrumental to making sure that the trailer tires that I'm towing and my truck tires are at the right PSI, whether it's, you know, the temperature changed cold or temperature changed hot and you need to let air out or add air. It just lets you be on top of managing your tire pressure. And especially with the travel trailers I tow, you know, they're coming from a factory. You don't know who the person was that checked the tire pressure at the factory. And so I always go check the tire pressure, make sure there's no slow leaks, check the valves, check the lug nuts, and you want to have a socket set, a torque wrench, and a tire pressure or inflator or an air compressor to do that. And it's just super important. So, you know, for safety and just for peace of mind, for, you know, towing experience, you want to make sure you have all that stuff in your truck. So last thing, I don't know if you would call it a tool necessarily, but something that I've found brings great peace of mind when you're driving a lot and you want to keep the cab of your truck clean. Obviously, I have a first aid kit, but this mate has been insane for just getting all the little dust off of your vents, off of your buttons, everything, because I've found the iron-all wipes or any really cab cleaning wipes you get, surface cleaning wipes, they still leave little fuzzies everywhere. And if you're particular like I am, the Swiffer Mate is gonna come in, it's gonna get all the dusties off. I'm not even sponsored by Swiffer. I have no affiliation with this product, but I love just having a little duster in here, and it just keeps everything looking really clean. It keeps your gauge cluster clean, keeps your steering wheel clean, gets everything, all the little fuzzies and dust, dog hair, whatever you have, like it's awesome. So I cannot state this or overstate this enough. You should get one of these. They have them at Target, they have them at grocery stores, I don't know, probably at your local hardware store. Get yourself a little mini duster. You know, if you have a center console like this, keep it underneath your seat right in here with your first aid kit and your high V's. And then every once in a while when you're waiting for your fuel to fill up or whatever, you're stuck in traffic, you whip that thing out and just dust everything, and it makes the world a better place, let me tell you. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you checking out the channel. Hopefully this was helpful. Please let me know in the comments below what you keep for tools in your truck. And if you think I missed a tool that is essential to having in one of these Super Duties, or if just any truck or car in general to make sure you keep the tires spinning, let me know below. I'd love to hear from you, and we'll see you next time here on Power Stroke Maintenance. Cheers.